Hi there, my name is Hannah Vance, and I'm a member of the Customer Success team here at Taranis, representing all of our retail partners who work in the Mid-South, Delta region, and Southeast region of the United States. As we get closer into the fall season, closer to harvest, it can be a really emotional time for all of us in the farming community, whether that's equipment, failures, hoping that the weather cooperates, and hoping that we have the most optimal timing in the field to be able to harvest, make sure that we have our prioritization down. So this leads to one of the philosophies that Taranis has, in that instead of just hoping that all of these things map out and work together in our favor, in a time where we can't be productive in harvest, there's always time to be productive in our data and information from the season. So what I'm going to do is share my screen here and evaluate some of that for you. Here we have a grower pulled up for a specific retailer. You'll notice I have the opportunity to evaluate by field or by grower. In this case, I'm going to look grower by grower here. And I'm going to scroll down and look at one specific example that I can recall from the season. Now, this grower has a really expansive geography across this state. Ultimately, we're able to evaluate beans and corn here from wetter parts of their geography to a little bit drier part of their geography across their corn and beans. So in the earlier part of the season, we saw a pretty decent stand for these folks, even considering the wet start that they had, working through the season into a very dry summer, like most of us unfortunately saw. But the great thing about this Opportunity Explorer that we're looking at is we get a full season evaluation from pre-planting through our field health trend insights all the way through the end of the season through to harvest. So right off the bat, we have an understanding of our stand count and weed pressure and kind of how that worked for them. For their bean acres, which looks pretty good. The stand counts are a little less than what they planted, but ultimately looks like they have some really great numbers for those plants to actually, maybe expand in their space, really bush out and have a really productive yield this year. Additionally, we can look at our disease mapping here. It looks like very little disease pressure was found across their bean acres, which is great. The same for their nutrient deficiencies. But whenever I turn this arrow and I evaluate from the worst disease presence, we can see that the program that they had on their corn acres maybe didn't work out as well as they had hoped, or maybe they chose to go with a different retailer's program or no program at all. In this case, this leads us to a point where we can dive into the insight and understand at a leaf level what some of those diseases were, what some of that presence looks like, and how we can expect those trends to expand across the state here for this retailer. Ultimately, too, if you like to just take a visual approach to this, I can click up here, and here's all of my insights stacked up through here together in order of the most recent all the way to the beginning of the season. And this enables me to really focus in on where this pressure lied. So this helps us make some deductions from the geography. This helps us understand the programs that they selected or maybe didn't select, but also just how this can trend for their other customers and their other growers. Because even if they decided not to take any decision making on this disease pressure, the growers that are surrounding him, this definitely gives the retailer some power to meet them at the farm gate with an understanding of what's trending in the area and what's going on around them. This is just the tip of the iceberg on the service that you get with Taranis, along with a representative like myself to meet with you each week and help you understand these insights. You have a great visual representation of your whole farm and your whole opportunities. We look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you for your time today.